OK, let's talk about, well, we always come back to the story, don't we, right now, in football, the Saudi Pro League and the temptation to go there and the money being offered, but not just for players, also for managers. And Marco Silva is the latest one in Sharp Fox. You can see there on the right-hand side. And I mean, Jonathan, I'll come to you on this. It seems like you wouldn't even call it a charm offensive, would you? 35 million now, 40 million. It seems like clubs are battling over him, and it's just part of the strategy, quite brutally, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's been possibly the most extraordinary transfer window, in terms of disruption and turbulence since that Neymar summer when PSG bought Neymar and Mbappe and totally kind of distorted the market for several years. It is a charm offensive, sure, but it is not just that. Saudi Arabia has a massive domestic audience, a young audience that they want to try and entertain. They want to get them to football. They want to build something organic, and also, of course, they want to launder their reputation. They want to kind of portray themselves as a nice, friendly, cuddly tourist destination for Western tourists, rather than a murderous, brutal regime that subjugates women and LGBT people. I mean, that stuff's all been gone over pretty thoroughly before. But the force with which they're going through, they're trying to lure key players and coaches from Europe. That is kind of unprecedented. I mean, we didn't even see it with the Chinese Super League. The fact that they're going for Europe's best players and coaches, there a lot of players and coaches are going to have a big decision to make this summer,
and not least of whom, seeing as you mention it, Jordan Henderson. Martyn, what's your read on his situation? It obviously has angered LGBTQ plus groups who previously he has seen as a champion for. I'll just put to you the words of our own senior reporter, Melissa Reddy, who said, the money won't change his life, but it will change his legacy. What's your thoughts?
I think that's a very good point. And I think a lot of people will be very disappointed if Henderson actually does go, which now seems increasingly likely. He may look at Steven Gerrard's gone and think, well, if it's good enough for one of the ex-Liverpool captain, it's good enough for him. But you can see why people will be thinking this is a very sad day if Jordan Henderson does go there, because he has stood up for LGBTQ rights before, and he's had a great career. He's earned a lot of money during his career. Does he really need the money?
Yeah. I mean, I think we know the answer to that question. Jonathan, on this overall situation, and when you talk about LGBTQ plus groups, how much of a blow is it to their cause? And when you have someone who is in a unique position as an athlete with such influence, particularly the way he was seen during COVID, if he does decide to go for £12 million to link up once again with Steven Gerrard at Ettifaq?
Yeah, I mean, I can... Like parents say to their children, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. I'm not even surprised, to be honest. I think we fell into the trap of thinking that we know footballers, and we don't for the most part. We don't know what motivates them. We can't be inside their heads. And I think one of the most important but also really depressing lessons from this whole episode is not to put footballers on these ridiculous pedestals. Of course, Jordan Henderson did loads of great work, not just for LGBT rights, but for the NHS, for racial equality. He took all these admirable stands, and yes, he has, to a large extent, trashed all that. But I think if we are realistic about it, there is, we probably built all that stuff up a little bit too much. These are humans making decisions, and they are fallible, and like all humans, are totally hypocritical. And I think the next time somebody comes along who takes a stand, who does something admirable, I think it's fair to apply a degree of realism and skepticism to that, instead of putting them on this pedestal and sort of deifying them slightly. Because if you put your trust in an athlete, who you don't know, they may well betray it.